And we are back from that short little break. And it seems as Miss Lucia, Mr. Trenton, and Miss Gillian Graves are currently stuck by a door.
Yeah, fucking door.
Trent pounds his fists on the keys. God damn it.
Lucy, of course.
The organ's
Lucy,
broken. You lose.
Lucy, of course, tries to remember anything Nikolai may have told her in the past that she could use to her advantage. And she recalls her first conversation with him at the Elysium before all this horrible shit went down. And she decides to check the sheet music for any thing revolving around shepherds and sheep. Or she's not a very religious lady, but she knows if need, she can ask Mr. Trent to reiterate the verse.
All right. As you go and you flip through the sheet music, there's a couple of, generic ones there. Amazing Grace, The Coming of the Lord, what have you.
On Eagle's Wings.
Mm-hmm.
Space Jam.
Space Jam. The Garden of Eden by Iron Butterfly. And there is Psalms 23, Lord is my shepherd.
Psalms 23?
Yep.
All right. She's gonna check that out for a moment and see if the keys that are marked with the grave dirt, if they correspond to any of the notes on the sheet music, and then play the keys in order as they are on the song.
No dots in music.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have any points in craft? Because I think that would fall under craft. Or expression.
Is there no perform anymore?
No, there's no perform anymore. Unless I'm missing it.
She has none of that. She has academics research.
Read the sheet music.
I have 3 dots in crafts.
She can research it.
I understand the principle of music.
I can tell you the exact date this paper was made.
Trent has 3 dots in crafts, but no specialty on like music or piano. But
it's all right. I mean, you could still give it a try should you wish to.
Trent cracks his knuckles.
Stupid piano.
He starts playing. What's that song you play with your knuckles?
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks, yeah.
Anywho, joking time is over. This is serious.
Yes.
Lucia, what are you trying to do on that thing?
Well, I had an idea that one of Mr. Nikolai's old phrases about shepherds and sheep may be the key to this rather cliche door. She rolls her eyes again, obviously frustrated. And, well, I was kind of hoping I could use this sheet music right here and press the order of the keys as they appear in the song.
I learned a little bit of piano in church when I was a kid.
Well, I suppose then you would be more apt to do this than I would. And she pulls away.
Okay.
Trent's going to take a look at the sheet. Sit down and take a look.
It seems easy enough. Very simple, very basic. And you can go ahead and give me an intelligence plus crafts.
Okay. One success.
You manage it out clunkily. And after you manage it out, you hear a ga-dunk, 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 ga-dunk. And then the sound of the wall being pushed in and then sliding slightly to the left.
Do 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 do.
Yeah.
Well then, I suppose that takes care of that.
It looks like it does. You hear Graves speak up. Come on, we've wasted enough time with this debauchery.
Agreed. Let's get there and take care of him.
All right.
You go and you all start proceeding down the corridor, and it seems as though this is actually much older foundation than the exterior of the church. It looks as though the church might actually be much older than one might think, and as though it might have been remodeled at some point recently within the current century. You go and you continue down underneath it, and the stone seems less sturdy. The walls seem as though it's very terrible. So this place could cave in at pretty much almost any time. And the fact that the chamber itself survived the impact of a car crashing inside is a miracle.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, as you go and you start going down the corridor, you hear voices off in the distance echoing. You think you can make out the voice of one, but not quite the other. Seems they're arguing with somebody.
What are they saying? Can you hear them, Lucia?
Lucia is listening carefully with her heightened senses.
Thank you, that's what I wanted to know. No. Look, I tell you, I cannot be signing up for this. This isn't what we agreed upon. What we agreed when you came here, and I let you make these modifications, it was for the betterment of all of us. Not the order alone. Please, Mr. McGregor, this has little to do with the order. The order is nothing more than a facade. I speak for a much higher authority. Then clearly you do not have our best interests in mind. I would ask that you leave and take her with you. We do not need her kind here. They are going to come and they are going to look for her. And I do not want to be associated with this anymore. It's bad enough. When they came here the first time and they brought the body, I nearly shat my pants, I did.
Lucia is still moving while she's listening, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just
okay.
But you're here.
Okay.
Lucia's still moving, but everybody else is like, what are you hearing? Yeah, because all you guys hear is just voices kind of echoing off the walls, but by the time it gets back to you, it doesn't make much sense. But Lucia's the only one that can make it out.
Lucia whispers very carefully while still listening. Father Gregor has some prior knowledge, but it looks like he's not a part of their alliance, as it were.
Of course he isn't.
The fact that he knows about them still. Anyway, she continues, not even finishing her sentence. She is not wanting to let them escape.
No.
Okay. By the time you've reached the edge of the edge of the corridor, Lucia can peek around just enough to see Father McGregor there, and he's standing there and he's arguing with Nikolai LeBlanc.
Okay. The moment she turns around and she points to Jillian Graves, and she mouths very carefully, Nikolai is right there with the father.
Jillian goes and she nods as she holds up her gun at the ready, like, yeah, bring it on. We're ready to go.
Lucia pretty much...
This is an outrage, and I will not let you defile what sanctity there is left in this place. You hear Father McGregor go as he goes and he kind of slits near the palm of his hands, and his vitae leaks out. And as the vitae leaks out, it goes and it solidifies almost into a blood-like viscous whip that has thorns exiting out from all sides. Father, please, that's a bit hasty now, isn't it?
Lucia speaks up.
You well. Go ahead.
Lucia speaks up at this moment and says very loudly for everyone to hear.
I think he's over here.
No. She says.
Guys, I think the bazooka is a bit much.
Anyway, go ahead.
She says.
Ramalamadingo.
Oh my god.
He
No,
says,
no.
I'll sell the oxen free.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm sorry. We're getting off topic, but it's all in good fun. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. She says as loud as she can, loud enough for everyone to hear, but more to distract Nikolai than the priest at this point. She goes, "Tell Valentine you failed her, Nikolai."
Nikolai goes and he kind of stiffens up a bit as he looks back, and then just as he looks back, one of the whips goes and it extends and whoom grazes upon his neck just a bit, cutting his throat open as blood begins to spill out. He's like,
I turn towards
yes.
Trent. I go, "Keep an eye on the priest. Let's go take care of Nikolai." And she says that to Jillian, and then waits for her to move, and then moves after her.
Okay.
Trent heads over to Father McGregor.
Well, currently, Father McGregor is in the process of using these strange blood-like magics that he has to conjure up these whip-like weapons, and in the process, he's using them to grapple and entangle Nikolai in an attempt to subdue said individual.
He's not
Right,
dead
Trent's gonna keep his distance. Basically, he's gonna head to his part of the room.
Okay. Are you gonna say anything to him, or are you just gonna?
No, I'm just gonna let him do his thing.
Okay. All right. I forgot what Lucia was doing. I'm sorry. You just told me, but I got distracted.
Yeah, Lucia suggested that both she and Graves go after Nikolai now, but she's waiting for Graves to go first because she wants to maintain her element of surprise.
Okay. Graves goes and she steps forward, holding her gun at the ready. I mean, obviously she has some sort of military
Training.
or police training. She's good to go. She holds it at the ready and cocks it out. She goes around and she goes, "Father, it's all right. You can release him. We're here. We will take over from this." "No, I cannot let you do this. I must avenge myself for how far I have fallen." Obviously, the father seems a bit delirious, a bit.
Is it okay at this? I want to ask at this moment: is it possible for me to stealthily get as close to Nikolai as possible?
Well, there's a big commotion going on, but
Yeah, I'm hoping that the commotion would, and the fact that two people stepped in now would distract anyone from actually seeing her come in.
okay. Well, what does she want to do? I mean,
Okay, my idea is, since Graves is standing beside McGregor and having her gun pointed at Nikolai, and Trent is beside McGregor and keeping an eye on him, Lucio wanted kind of move in like as quickly as she can after them, using them kind of for cover, and get as close to Nikolai as possible with her obfuscated gun at the ready.
okay. That's not a problem at all. You really don't have to roll for that.
Oh, okay. She just wants to be hidden. That way he doesn't know that she's suddenly all up in his business.
All up in his grill.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now I understand what you're trying to do. Okay, I will say go ahead and give me a just a dexterity plus stealth check.
Dex plus stealth. Not hiding? Well, I'm not hiding. Never mind. Yeah. 4 dice. I know my gun will be hidden, so I'll still have that element of surprise, but I really want to get in this bastard's face. 2 successes.
Nice. You go and you manage to kind of position yourself between Jillian, yeah, but between Jillian and Nikolai's direct line of sight. However, he goes and Nikolai reaches up and he grasps at the threads and he pulls them back, and he actually uses them against the father, much to the father McGregor's own amazement. He goes and he grasps him and he goes whoom, with a great strength, almost unforeseen by somebody of such small stature. He's able to easily hoist Father McGregor up. Boom! Knocks him back into Sheriff Graves. At which point he holds his hand over his throat and he starts making his way towards the passageway that's directly in front of him.
As he's doing that, Lucia will fire.
Okay, go ahead. Roll your shot. That's going to be dexterity plus firearms. Yeah, firearms.
Dex plus firearms. It's going to be 3 dice. And I'm going to spend a willpower because I really want this guy dead.
Okay. I am fine with that.
So that's going to be 6 dice.
Removes his organs.
5 successes!
Look at a boop at it.
Fired my shotgun.
Yeah.
Revolving.
Fire my laser!
Now, refresh my mind. Did you have Dragon's Breath or not?
I wish, but they would not give me a dragon's breath.
We didn't
Okay.
have any.
So then it's just bashing damage.
Well, it's bashing damage really up fucking close.
No, but
Really
it's
fun
just
stuff.
bashing damage. Okay, you go and you shoot into him just as he gets through the narrow corridor passageway, and boom! You actually knock him off his feet as he takes the full blunt of it. But
And
you
then
knock him.
Lucy-
But you knock him off his feet in the direction he wanted to go.
Hey, if he falls down to the ground, that's more than enough. Lucia activates celerity, withdraws a stake, and hunts him as predator style.
Finish him.
You know what I
Want
mean,
some
right?
Candy.
Like if he hits the ground, she's on him like that.
Well, she can certainly try to be on him like that. Go ahead. Let's play this out. By this time, what is Trenton doing?
Dancing.
Trenton throws his gun down and uses Protean 3.
Okay. To grow his claws.
Yes.
Okay, and
And he's falling behind it just to make sure if what Lucia's doing fails, he's going to try to leap onto LeBlanc.
okay. I guess since technically we are in combat, give me initiatives.
Okay, so initiatives is your initiative plus a die 10.
Yeah, but basically you just roll the initiative button.
Oh, wait, initiative, yeah. 7 plus 5 is 12.
So I have fast reflexes at 2.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it does though.
Basically, whatever you roll, add a +2 to that after the fact.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Final Fantasy 8?
7.
Yeah. Did you roll, Dominic?
No, it's my initiative roll was 9. My initiative modifier is 8. Plus 2?
+2, yeah. It's gonna be 10.
Okay.
Okay, Lucia's gonna get first action, but then after we get into the normal groove of it, Trenton will go first.
Okay.
Alright.
So can I forego an action to move later?
Yeah, you can hold your action.
Yeah, I'll hold the action because I know that Lucia's
Going first.
running ahead. Yeah.
Okay. As LeBlanc goes and he hits the ground, Lucia's immediately on top of him. And Miss Lucia, go ahead.
I am staking him with a stake.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
Okay, what does this roll entail?
What do you mean?
Is it strength and weaponry?
Yeah, it's gonna be strength plus weaponry, but you're gonna need a minimum of 3 successes to successfully stake.
Okay, here is the question. Can I boost my strength and spend a willpower?
Yes, those are 2 different pools. You can spend blood and you can spend a willpower. Yes.
Okay, that is what I'm going to do. So I spend another willpower, and I spend a point of blood. So I now have 2 strength, minus 1, which is 1.
Yay! No penalty.
Yeah. But then I've got Willpower.
Come on.
Big bucks, no
dice roll.
whammies. 1 success.
Please don't curse people when you say that.
Bam! Lucia goes and she stakes into him. But LeBlanc is much more resourceful than Lucia gives him credit for. He's able to go and reach up, grasping at her wrist and bending it back, breaking her arm almost instantly in doing so. Lucia releases a howl of pain, and you're gonna take a point of lethal. Just
A
so
point
you
of
know.
lethal? All he did was break my hand.
Yeah, but technically that is lethal damage.
Ah. Fine. Okay, fine.
And and he goes.
I actually have him. I'm on top of him. He has to throw me off now.
Not necessarily.
No? If he turns into snakes, I'm gonna be so pissed.
This makes me so mad. He actually goes and he turns around and I'm sorry. He after he breaks Lucia's arm, he goes and he takes the stake that she has in her limp arm, and he turns it around and boom, stakes it up into her.
I'm actually staked now?
Yes,
No.
yes you are.
No, I'm not. He got 2 successes.
I forgot to use willpower.
Ha!
Yes, yes you are.
What? No! Come on.
Lucia's body suddenly goes lifeless. Oh. As she's on top of LeBlanc, and he goes and he throws the body off. Although he was not aware that Trenton was fast behind him.
And Trenton's leaping on top with his claws up like a shark.
Tiger strike.
Yeah, but basically, as soon as he rolls Lucia off of him and he tries to get up to his feet, Trenton's already there on top. And go ahead.
And he's gonna try to hurt him by scratching
to hurt him. He's gonna try to hurt him.
I'm gonna put the hurt on him. No, he attacks his throat first.
Okay. Go ahead and make the roll. That's going to be your strength plus your brawl.
Gonna use your acrylic nails.
Yeah, and you actually do get a +1 bonus to that.
Okay.
I'm really trying to move this along only because I want to get back to Russell.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm looking up Italian curse words.
Arrivederci.
Wait, does
not
the
a
plus,
curse
the plus
word.
one add to after the roll, or is?
No, you add it to your dice pool. So let's say your
Okay.
dice pool
All right,
is.
let me try that again because I just rolled 4 instead of 5.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Bam! You go and you're slashing at his throat, I believe, right?
Yes.
You go in and pretty much it's just as his throat seemed to slowly heal up from the injury he had been inflicted with from Father McGregor. You know, you instantly go and not just reopen it, but tear out a few big chunks of flesh in the process. By this time, looks as though Jillian's gotten back to her feet, and she pushes Father McGregor aside, and she charges forward into the fray. She goes and she holds up the weapon, but it seems as though she can't get a clear shot without shooting through you. So for the time being, she holds her action. Miss Lucia is still currently staked, and by this time, suddenly another passageway door opens. You see Oswald come walking in, carrying 2 bodies over his shoulders as he looks over. Oh boy, more company we be having, yes? Mr. Carlos Giovanni behind him. You know, the more and more I hear about this, the more this deal seems less and less to my beneficial nature. I wanted to profit from this, but it seems this is just Well, look at this. This is an Armani suit. Look at how filthy it's gotten.
He hasn't even done jack shit yet, and
He
he's already
grappled my
complaining.
ass with magic.
Anywho, while that's going on, Oswald goes and he tosses the body aside and he cracks his knuckles and he makes a lunge towards Trenton, but in the process, Graves goes and she offs the shot. Boom, boom, boom. However, Jillian seems to be a bit more trained than Mr. Charles was, and knows the human body a little better. Shooting at his kneecaps, toppling the big oaf almost instantly. Even though she knows it won't stop him indefinitely, it'll definitely slow him down in his pursuit at the moment. All right then. By this time, it is Trenton's action again.
Is Trent now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
Trent is gonna.
you're more than welcome to reach over and maybe unstake Lucia or anybody else you can get a hold of or whatever you want to do.
Trent's gonna try to stake
LeBlanc.
LeBlanc.
Okay, go ahead. Make the roll.
You tried that once before, remember? I'm sorry. Do you remember when you did that the last time?
He got owned.
Shut up, Russell. Shut up.
I'm sorry. I won't talk anymore.
As far as Trent's concerned, he thinks he had probably missed or whatever.
I'm
So.
sleep mumbling. I'm torpor mumbling.
Wait, that's dexterity plus weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and a willpower.
Everybody's using willpower tonight.
I've only got one left. It's scary.
I've almost given up the will to live.
Oh.
Three successes.
The stake goes and penetrates deep into his chest as he goes, and he kind of growls a bit and then kicks you off. He grabs at the stake and then crushes it. You still don't learn, do you, you foolish animal? Oswald, take care of them. He says, as he struggles to force his blood to close the wounds. Oswald goes and he steps forward. Ugh. He rubs his knees, as the wounds heal up, and he goes and he takes a almost sort of a wrestling stance. Come on, little man, let's go.
Is he speaking to Trent?
Yes, he is.
All right, and does Trent still have his claws out?
Yes, he does.
Trent's gonna leap at the fool.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh!
Yes.
Go ahead and make the roll.
Your acrylic nails will do nothing against him.
Your pretty nails are just gonna break against his rugged good looks.
You'll waste a $50 manicure.
Okay. Do you know what to
Wait,
roll?
was there any modifier for the claws themselves? +1,
Yeah.
you said? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
you get a plus.
Okay.
There's only one way to do
One
it.
success.
Boom! You go and you leap at him, and he reaches his arm out and almost catches Trenton entirely by the neck alone. Trenton goes and he starts slashing wildly at Oswald's arm. Oswald goes and he turns towards the old and caved area, and boom! He starts banging Trent against the wall. Boom! See. A second.
The roof caves in and rocks fall. Everyone dies.
Okay,
Yeah.
how much damage have you taken, Charles? I'm sorry, Trenton.
From prior, you're saying?
Yeah, from prior.
Okay, so my health is down too. I have there's already been one aggravated,
Mm-hmm.
3 lethal, and 2
Bashing.
bashing.
Okay, you're gonna take an additional 5 bashing, so I think you're gonna be out.
And be incapacitated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, basically he keeps pounding boom, 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 and then suddenly the loose ceiling itself starts to cave in behind him. It actually cuts off Jillian and Father McGregor behind. He goes and he pulls back and he looks at Trent's lifeless body and he tosses him down. He pulls out stake. This make thing much easier, yes. And with that, the party is out. Not dead, out. Lucia suddenly awakens a few moments later. She finds
Alright.
herself in a single cell, all alone. There seems to be a very heavy iron chain around her neck with a what's it called? A collar that keeps her restrained to the wall. So she can walk around, but she can't walk too far without her range.
Okay. So she's in a cell and she has a collar attached to her, but can she get up to the bars of the cell?
Yes, you can.
All right. She's gonna look around. Is it bars all around her or just in front of her?
What it is there's an old wooden door, and the bars of the wooden door are there, and you can see out through the bars of the door.
Okay, so it's a wooden door with bars on it,
Mhm.
and the rest of it is stone.
Yes.
Okay, Lucia quickly checks her person to see what is still on her.
It looks as though all of her weapons, all of her items, stuff of that nature, have been removed.
Shit. That means she's kind of without any tools or supplies. Which would have been fine if they just left her her kit at least. She
No,
goes
pretty
to
much all she has is the clothes on her back.
and they didn't take that at least.
Well, no, I do. I'm sorry, keep going.
No, she looks out through the iron bars to see if she can't get an idea of where she exactly is and positioned where she is.
There's a small voice off in the distance, the corner of the room. You don't want to look out the door.
Why not?
If you look out the door, you'll get their attention, and I don't want to get his attention.
Alright, she pulls back. Then can you tell me what's outside the door?
Lucia goes and she looks towards the corner. And out of the darkness steps a young girl. She looks very young, no older than 8 or 9. She seems to be in this cell as well, but she doesn't have any of the same restraints that Lucia has on her. She goes and she looks up at Lucia and then kind of goes and sits down, hugging her knees. Something bad's out there.
Is it? She looks at her and she goes, "Is it one of my kind?"
No, it's different. It's twisted. It's scary.
Where am I?
I don't know. All I know is they sent them to come and look for me, but something else found me. That's why I'm here.
Well then, I suppose introductions are in order at least. I guess you can call me Lucia.
Hi, Lucia. I'm Molly.
Nice to meet you, Molly. How come they don't have you chained?
She gave a little shrug. I don't know. Maybe they don't think I'm a threat, but They put me in the only cell that had no windows because the man, he said it. He said I hurt his eyes. That I'm too bright.
Lucia activates her heightened senses.
Almost instantly,
Or I
upon
should say
activation.
aura projection.
Okay. Almost instantly, Lucia has to like look away, close her eyes as a bright, brilliant, radiant light sort of floods from this girl's aura. It seems almost unnatural. It seems very unnatural.
And she almost immediately shuts it off.
It's equivalent to somebody throwing a flashbang, basically.
Yeah. On the off chance that maybe, would her occult allow her to understand what that was?
You can certainly roll for it.
And I know it's not vampiric lore at all, is it?
Yeah, no. It's going to be straight out just
Intelligence.
occult. Intelligence and occult.
Alright, so 6 dice. Shut up! 2 successes.
You're not quite sure what it is, but you can tell it's definitely whatever she is not of vampiric origins or anything to that extent. It seems too divine, too much of a quote unquote holy light to be here. She actually does remind you a lot of the matriarch, how the matriarch's aura was perceived when you had witnessed it from your astral projection with Miss Magus.
Peculiar. Molly, do you know when they brought me in?
Yes.
About how long ago was that?
She shrugged a little. It was today, I think. They chained you up and then they took that thing out of you.
Do you know how long ago in specifics?
I don't have a watch. She says, kind of grimacing.
That's
But
right.
they told me I shouldn't talk to you, that you might try to eat me. So that's why I was hiding when you woke up.
I wouldn't worry about me eating you. I'm quite well fed already. She's not gonna lie. She is a vampire.
That's a breach of the masquerade.
This child is not even human, so she doesn't even think of it as a breach of the masquerade.
No, I'm just joking. Anyways.
Yeah.
There's no witnesses around as far as you know to even.
Yeah.
And besides, with the city going to shit like this, you think that would be the last thing on their mind. Anywho.
Yeah. Molly, you wouldn't happen to have a pick or
A shovel.
anything to break these chains, would you?
She reached up into her hair and she pulled out a bobby pin. I have bobby pins.
Well, that's as good as anything. Could I borrow your bobby pin?
She took a step forward, slowly, timidly. Obviously still a little wary from what she was told about Lucia.
Yeah, of course.
And then she kind of holds it out with just her index and her thumb finger.
Lucia very slowly picks it from her, so, she doesn't frighten the poor girl.
All right. And
then she's going to try to... Well, what's happening next? Yeah.
Well, no, I said I was going to assume Lucy's going to try to pick the lock, and that will be a intelligence plus larceny.
Intelligence plus larceny.
I do have a specialty.
I have luck. Yes, I do. Some people just don't want you to go looking for their ancient treasures. Alright, let's see. So that's going to be 5 dice, I believe. No, that's going to be 6 dice. God, I am just rolling 6 dice all the time.
Bam, bam, bam. And what do we get? What do we get? What do we get?
3 successes.
You begin to start working on this. Obviously, the bobby pin is not ideal, but it seems to be doing the job. You seem to be making some progress. And with that, we suddenly swish over.
Switch.
Trenton suddenly opens his eyes. He seems to be hanging suspended. Chains restraining his arms, both arms keeping him separated. James holding his legs as well. Ah, yes, you are awake, yes?
Who are you?
You see a girl, she goes and she steps out of the shadows. She sort of grins slyly. Well, that is for me to know and you to soon learn. That's what she looks like, so you know.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice!
Oh, is it?
Because her name is Lydia.
I got you. I caught it.
Lydia. Well,
Now
notice. Ah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't you killed me yet?
I was not instructed to kill you. I was instructed to bring something out of you.
What do you want?
She goes and she reaches forward, holding forth a small silver blade, and she cuts across Trenton's chest. Look at that blood flow. Yes, let it flow. You are very unique, which is why she has chosen you. Your blood, it is different from the rest, yes, it is tainted. Perhaps tainted enough to wake him.
Do you know what's wrong with me? What's in my blood?
She giggled to herself, slowly. Your blood, it is, bearing the taint of the infernals. And you see, we seek to wake him up. She goes and she points. You see down beneath you, there seems to be a very large, very ancient sarcophagus directly underneath you.
Oh.
And it seems as though that slit that she cut over Trenton's chest, the blood leaks down onto the sarcophagus itself. And as it drips onto the sarcophagus, it kind of goes and seeps down into it.
You sick bitch.
He is very thirsty, so we will give him plenty to drink, yes? Although the taste of beast, it is not his direct interest.
What does he really want?
Well, let's just say we give him wake up, and then he has what he wants.
Who is
The
he?
darkness must consume the light.
Who is he? Where is he from?
You talk too much, she says as she extends a finger out. And she kind of goes and she hooks it around your cheek, and she tugs it just a bit. All will be made clear in time. All would be made clear in time. And then with that, she withdraws her finger, and she takes a blade and she cuts Trenton's cheek clear over,
Ah!
letting more blood spill out. Yes, yes. We all like a little blood, yes?
Don't touch me.
Yes, that fire, that is what we need. And with that, we flash over. A sudden slap comes to Charles's face.
Ah.
Charles, it seems, is actually the fortunate of the few, if one could say that. For unlike the others, he seems to be given a somewhat more respectable restraint. He seems to be seated in a normal sort of seat, although the seat is chained to the floor and he is chained on the seat. But sitting directly across from him on the table is Mr. LeBlanc himself. He rubs at his neck. Ah, there we go, all healed up. Now then, Mr. Charles, I trust this is more suitable for you. You came here for business, wasn't it?
Kind of. I want to take a quick look around the room first.
Mm-hmm.
What does this room look like?
It looks pretty much like a normal office building, with the exception that it does look like it has a two-way mirror to the far right of you. And it also looks as though there's a single light, which is directly located above you,
Of course.
and a metal table, metal chairs, what have you, and Nikolai sitting directly across from you. And in the far corner of the room, there does seem to be another chair, and you can see that Jillian is there, and she has been tied up, and she is staked currently at the moment. So she is unaware of what is going on around her.
Well, I generally prefer somewhere more comfortable for my meetings. Perhaps we can get a wine. Red is
Yes.
nice.
Yes, but we are on short time. I will be to the point. Charles, where is the body? We need the body.
Ah, is that so? I'm to presume the body is of... I wave my hand from the chair. Come on, tell me. I want to hear from your mouth.
I'm speaking of the body of the former matriarch. We need to recover the body. I know for a fact by someone who was there, the body did not perish in the fire. That is of concern to my mistress.
Charles is kind of rocking to the left and right in the chair as much as it will allow. Oh, the great and wise LeBlanc has fallen through in his infinitely scheming plan.
Fallen through hardly, no. See, it's just unlike other social butterflies that dance the dance. You are less than, how should I say, open with your whereabouts. It is a little frustrating. How can one attend a dinner party if we don't know where the dinner party is being held?
Of course. My apologies. I keep meaning to send you invitations.
Now then, I'll ask you again. Where is the body?
Well, I'm obviously not just going to tell you, Mr. LeBlanc. You're going to have to offer me something in exchange. I don't ask for much.
Fair enough. I like a man who can appreciate good business, which is why I decided to negotiate with you personally.
Of course. Shall I make an offer, or do you have something in mind?
I'm more than willing to listen to an offer, although I do have a few ideas in mind, but go ahead.
Mr. LeBlanc, I think we've understood each other from the start. Over this past time of my investigation for the once matriarch and Miss Graves, I find that there is a certain admiration of the I'll get to that. But I have a certain admiration for the schemings of you and your associates. I will provide the location of the body if allowed a certain partnership.
Mazel tov, then, he says with a chuckle. That is actually something that I had in mind myself. You are very resourceful, and we could use somebody as yourself.
Great minds and all that. So then I suppose these are congratulatory chains, I say, shaking my hands.
No, they are reassurance chains. Should you wish to be more, well, gung-ho as Miss Graves is, we need certain protections.
Miss Graves, she's foolish and needs to be taken care of. I suggest now, while you have the time.
Yes. Well, there is the matter of the body, of course. I can offer you a full partnership, provided you are willing to undergo a contract of sorts.
Oh,
You know, a standard business clause.
paper and all that. Yes, I've seen a few of those. Sign on the dotted line.
Yes, but there is a bit more to it than this. You see, our exclusive organization requires those that join to be more sophisticated, more refined. So, as such, there is a slight refinement process that you must undergo. It only takes about a day or two, and then you will be welcomed into our ranks with open arms.
Do we have a day or two? I thought we were in a
Well,
rush.
that is for you to decide. If all pans out well, I will certainly and personally welcome you in. Our exclusive little social circle.
Well, enough dancing around the subject. What exactly must I do?
There's a certain ritual, an initiation rite, if you will. You merely need to complete it. That is all.
Raise an eyebrow.
I trust you're familiar with fraternities. It's nothing too far-fetched.
Swallow a goldfish. Do the laundry, that sort of thing.
Yes, well, for this particular instance, what you need to do is simply this. He goes in and he looks towards the two-way mirror and he gives a nod. A door slowly opens from the right of you, right next to the two-way mirror. And it seems as though Father McGregor's there. Seems to be restrained, also staked as well. This maggot is of little concern to us, and we have already processed what we can out of him. It's simple, consume him. Take what you can from the last holy man of Eden.
Charles smiles widely and kind of gestures the chains. As soon as you're ready.
He nods to the individual that's there with him. The hooded individual goes and he makes his way forward.
Can I smell the Russian on him?
No, you can't.
Okay.
There is
Just
no
check.
Russian on him.
No Russian.
A small key is produced, and as the key is produced, he moves and he undoes your chains, however, leaving the simple set of chains that are connected to your feet. This way, you can move about freely, but should you try to run, you would not be able to run.
Right. Pull an old brother, wear it down. Okay. Shuffle on over to the priest and kind of nod to LeBlanc again. Lean down. Wait, are you conscious and torpor? You're like gone, right?
It's kind of sort of. You're aware of what's going on around you at the time, but once the stake is removed, it all seems like a delirious rush of memories.
All right. Lean down next to McGregor's ear and kind of just whisper, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." And then I'm going to completely consume without any sort of prohibition.
Okay, if that is the case.
Done.
Don't worry.
Be happy.
I got your back, dog. Maybe.
Actually, as you go and you drink in, the blood inside of him tastes very different. It tastes as if you could almost taste black and feel what it is to consume something that is just pure black and pure darkness. That is what this vitae inside this body tastes like.
Does it burn
Anise.
or anything?
I'm sorry?
Does it burn or anything? Did you say venom?
It doesn't burn. It just, if you could taste black, the color black itself, this is what it would taste like.
It's
Okay.
like black licorice.
I was about to say that. But, all right.
After a couple of gulps, you have to pull back, and you feel your body kind of wrenching a little, like something inside of you is twisting. It's changing. Ah, yes. Nikolai gets up and smiles. It seems the process has begun. I will leave you to this. I will be back shortly, within an hour or two time, in which case, I believe the transformation should be complete. Until then, Mr. Charles, welcome to the Seven. He goes and he walks out, closing the door behind him, just leaving you in the room with the servant and with Miss Graves. Oh, and also the body of Father McGregor. Swishing back over to Trenton. Trenton blacks out from the pain for a moment, only to have himself be slapped and brought back to it. Now, come on. I need you awake for what is about to happen. Look, even now he grows restless. There seems to be a light sort of pounding on the sarcophagus underneath you.
Oh, shit.
Your blood, it is delicious to him, but it is no more delicious than prison food, yes. It does the job, it is nourishing, but what one would really like is something with sophistication. You are like meat of mongrel. Disgusting, but does the job.
Stop taking my blood. Right now.
Oh, that is what I do.
Who told you to do this?
We work for her, and she works through us. All are one and the same. But you would not live terribly long to see the rest of this.
Can Trent try pulling on the chains
Yeah, you
to
can.
try to dislodge them?
Sure, go ahead. That'd be a flat-out strength roll.
And he's going to use a willpower as well.
Okay, go ahead.
Oops. Oh, there we go. It's loading. Oh, 2 successes.
You go and you pull at the chains, and Trent kind of roars in pain and anger, feeling restrained and helpless.
Oh, you make me so mad.
But ultimately, the chains do not give way. All they do is further exhaust his vampiric body.
Yeah, he spits at Lydia.
Lydia goes and she opens an eye as she wipes the spit off. She takes it into her mouth and she licks it off. Yes, that is what I want. Give me the anger. Give me the rage. Unleash the beast. You are Gangrel.
I'll get out of here. I'm going to rip your throat out.
Yes, that is what I want. Let it out. Let that beast out. It is what he needs. It is what we need. Suddenly flashing back over to Lucia. She's
Oh,
fiddling
yay.
around with the lockpicks as she will.
Indeed.
Molly sits there and she continues to watch Lucia working. She seems a bit wary of course, but she seems to be more relaxed, if only slightly, around Lydia. Perhaps she's just happy. I'm sorry, around Lucia. Uh, maybe just happy to have some company.
Can Lucia speak, or would that distract her from her lockpicking?
No, speaking's a free action.
All right. How long have you been here, Molly?
Oh, you failed. I'm joking. She was, I don't know, maybe a couple of days. They had taken me to a special place for people like me that were troubled.
Do you have any friends, Molly?
I guess I have friends.
Do you know their phone numbers?
No.
Do you know any phone number?
I know 911.
Unfortunately, so do I. I was hoping maybe if I break free, whoever was watching over you would be more than interested to know where you are, and that would have provided an adequate distraction should I ever have found a phone.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure they'll come and they'll rescue me. That's what I've been waiting for all this time.
So, have you heard anyone been speaking? Have they just not cared about what you hear around them?
They speak about me being the host. But I don't want to be a host or anything like that. It's scary.
Well, I can tell you right now that you're certainly not going to be the host. I already have plans for who's going to be the host, and if I have any say in it, it won't be you.
I'm just waiting till I can get out of here. I just want to go home.
Molly, I don't suppose you've explored this cell, have you?
Yes, I've walked all around it.
Have you found any loose stones?
She nods. There's a broken hole over there by the wall, but I don't think they know about it. It's little. I've been able to sneak out a few times and look around, but it just leads to the other cells.
I don't suppose you know who were in the other cells then, would you?
No. They were all empty except for the ones that have the Bone Man.
Bone Man?
Yeah. But I didn't go all the way in there. They scared me.
Can you tell me what they look like?
They look like men made from bones. The man in the suit made them, he said, to protect him when the time came.
I don't suppose you've heard of anyone talk about a Mistress in Red or Lady Valentine, would you have?
She gave a light nod. She chose me herself.
I know the chances of this are very slim, but do you know where she is? I need to pay her a visit and pay her back for this wonderful hotel room.
No, I don't. And with that, the locks suddenly click off.
Tell me, Molly, is this room guarded on people by the outside?
I've seen a few things walk by, but they're not people.
Are they alive?
You know, you don't want to see them. Their eyes are scary.
Do they have any weapons on them, child?
They are weapons, she says bluntly. Ever since the man in the suit came, these things have shown up. He can do things and it's scary. I don't like it.
Lucia thinks for a moment and then tries to see if that connection with her mentor will work. Her sire, rather.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Basically trying to feel the blood and see if she can't, try and get that ritual thing that she had done that she was being traced by, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Well, what you can do is you can roll your willpower plus your blood potency to kind of feel your way through your blood lineage.
4, 5, 6. That's gonna be 9 dice. Okay, 9 dice. Three successes.
You're able to sense her presence. She is here. She's close by. But you're not quite how close. You're not quite sure how close.
Can I tell whether or not she's moving or if she's still?
She is moving.
Can I kind of draw her towards me, kind of send out a
like a telepathic message or impulse.
Well, I know, yeah, like an impulse, because I know I cannot say use the Force, Luke, through my blood, but you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Like,
hey, I'm over here.
Yeah, kind of like a signal flare. You know what I mean?
Leia.
Terrible, and you're
because if I can feel her, if I take that feeling and force her to feel me, then you get what I'm trying to do, right?
Yeah, it's borderline lesbian sex.
Sex? What is this thing? Vampires have no need for it.
Anywho. Okay, go ahead and give me a... Well, actually, no, you don't have to give me a roll. The connection of sorts has already been established. You go and you make that impulse, that urge, known. You get the sensation that she recognizes it, and almost instantly she terminates it. She denies it. She shuts off that part of herself.
I did not expect that.
What do you mean? Molly says as she stands up.
Give me a moment, Molly. Okay, so she closed the blood tie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know this is likely impossible now, but it's more of what I'm asking if I can do this now. Can I try and see through her eyes instead?
No, because your blood tie wasn't that strong.
Okay.
Well, but then again, it wasn't that strong because you never allowed it to be that strong.
Exactly. Looks like my sire has abandoned me.
Molly goes and she reaches out and she places a hand on Lucia's and she smiles. You gotta have faith. Everything will be okay. They'll come for us and they'll save us.
That's just the thing, Molly. And I don't mean to try and depress. You certainly have friends coming for you, but in my case, my kind, we don't regard each other as friends.
Well, maybe it's time you changed kinds. She says, a little naive on the matter.
I am afraid that would be impossible, child. She goes, do you know what I am?
You're just like the rest here. You're a monster. But you're not a bad monster.
You'd be right to say that I'm a monster. I'm a vampire, Molly.
She blinked a bit and she listened.
That's all she really says.
Okay. Molly just kind of sits there. It doesn't really seem to faze her, but it doesn't scare her away. It looks as though, given maybe what she's been through, She's seen and done worse. I'm sorry,
Seen
seen worse. I'm sorry.
and done worse.
She's probably seen worse. By this time, her eyes kind of go and they dart up, and she goes, "Shh, they're coming, they're coming."
Lucia puts the collar like on her, but she tries to turn it so it doesn't look like it's been lockpicked, and she quickly puts the hairpin in her pocket.
Okay. You go and you walk by and you see a visage stare into the cell. You can almost smell the presence of death radiating off of it. It looks in, its eyes white and pale. It looks vaguely familiar, but at the same time, this looks like something terrible.
Is it something that she may be familiar with her occult?
Maybe. Let me send you a picture of it.
A picture. The anticipation is killing me. Ha! See, it's a pun.
It's named the 13-26078.
Stop reading the file number. Holy shit! Wow. That probably has nothing to do with vampire lore at all.
Oh my.
I don't suppose I still wouldn't know about it from my tomb explorations.
It's probable.
So, occult?
Yeah, just occult, intelligence, and occult.
So, 6 dice. God, that number is so all over the place with me today. 2 successes.
You recognize it as some sort of undead construct of some sort. It seems to be, from your best guesstimation, a undead guru, if such a thing were possible. I'm sorry, lupine.
That is certainly not what I would like to see. She thinks in her head, she does not say that out loud while it's still looking at them.
It kind of lets out a snort and then continues on its way. Now then, switching back over to Trenton. Switching back over to Trenton.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Lydia goes and she pulls back. It will not be long now. Look at him. He's stirring.
Yeah, when he wakes up, whose face do you think he's going to eat off first?
Well, that is why you are here. You are the appetizer before we lead him to his glorious revival. But for now, she goes and she reaches out and she takes the blade that she had before and she rams it into Trent's stomach and she twists it just a bit and pulls it out, letting more blood gush out. Let me see the beast you are.
Stop it. Enough of this, you damn bitch.
She goes and she takes another stab over and over. If for no other reason to entice Trenton into frenzy.
Trent's pulling on the chains and tugging a lot. I mean, obviously he knows he can't escape, but he's just in grief.
Actually, go ahead and give me a Wits plus Composure roll.
Spot check. I love this.
One success.
Something seems to catch your eye off to the left, but as you go and you look over to try to look at it, something stabs into you again. And it averts your attention away from whatever it was. She wipes it off with a rag, and then she folds up the rag very neatly and squeezes it, and squeezes more blood onto the coffin. I'm sorry, the sarcophagus. Okay, go ahead and make the same roll again.
6 successes.
Really?
6, yeah.
Wow.
Oh dear, I see.
You actually do see something very odd. Very, very odd. Immediately to the left, you see a strange sensation. It looks like something manifests. Goes up to the right, and then over, and then back down, making what looks like a doorway. See that door slowly open. You see a man's head peek out.
What the hell?
He goes and he holds up a finger, going, shh.
Trent keeps facing Lydia.
He goes and he takes a step out, slowly closes the door behind him, pulls off the doorknob, and switching back over to Charles.
Traitor.
Die, traitor. The politician's a bloody spy.
By this time, the blood is curdling deep inside. It feels very rancid. You feel things kind of curling and moving inside of you, twisting what you are.
Is it painful?
Yeah, it's very painful. Imagine having
Okay.
Imagine having a very severe case of appendicitis.
Then, let me think. Yeah, Charles is probably just kind of curling in a corner, clutching at the stomach, and just swearing endlessly in Italian at this standing, motionless, behooded fellow.
After the sound of footsteps disappear down the hallway, the hood suddenly flies back.
Kilo de puttana, un bruttato spezio, pompina. Who is it?
The wrist is suddenly slit open, and then he holds it over your mouth. And this bite is actually fresh. It's actually good. It's actually clean. It actually allows you to get some focus for the time being. As you recognize who it is. Lo and behold, in front of you, it seems to be Mr. Masters. Mr. Devon Masters.
I say, kind of getting up off my head a little. Testa de merde. Excuse me.
It's alright, look, we don't have much time. He's gonna come back and he's gonna check up on you. I can only get you out of here. Jillian, I'm gonna see what I can do, but he reaches into his pocket and he hands you a set of keys. There's about 3 of them total. One of them will take you to Lucia, but you need to watch out for the guards that Giovanni put in place.
Are you part of this organization, Mr. Masters?
Well, let's just say it's not by my association. It's not by my desire. But let's just say, should somebody fall tonight that we all have as a mutual friend, I would shed no tear.
I see. And you would offer me this assistance because you're so friendly and affable.
Think what you will about me, but all I can say is right now I'm the one who's saving your ass, unless you wish to become like them, serving some god-forsaken ancient who wants nothing more than to consume every last drop of blood on this planet.
Charles's eyes narrow at the Master's statements. It happens tonight?
Soon they've started this ritual to wake up the ancient that's sleeping. It's a shipment that they intercepted.
And you won't come with me, of course.
I cannot completely give up my cover yet.
Because you have a man to do it for you. Step outside and take all the risks.
No, because it's not part of her plan, not yet.
Of course. Where am I specifically? Can you at least tell me that?
Go south. He goes and he points to his left out the door. Once you exit out there, well, you're going to be on your own, but you're going to want to stick to the low ground. Do not travel a high road, otherwise you're going to get their attention.
Very well. I will take your charity this time, I say, snatching the keys. And starting to walk out the door when kind of stop for a second, ponder, then turn around. This is of importance, yes, Mr. Masters. Very grave indeed.
Oh, but by the way, he also gave you the key to your chains that are on your legs.
I was just gonna hustle.
Okay. No, but I'm just letting
Yeah.
you know the key is also there.
Okay. As I'm unlocking this, I'm saying this then.
Okay, go ahead.
This is very important, Mr. Masters, you say? It's of the most dire nature. Smiling a little.
Yes. There's many things at play here beyond just kindred affairs.
Then I'm afraid, I say, walking over to Graves, that certain sacrifices are going to have to be made, and I'm not sure I'm of power enough right now to fully deal with all the situations coming before me. So Miss Graves will have to make a sacrifice.
He goes and he quirks a brow. Oh?
Desperate times call for desperate measures, I say. Producing fangs. I need a bit more potency.
If you think you have enough time to commit said acts, then by all means, but like I said, I've done my part. I've helped you out. I've gone along with her plan up until this point. Just tell Lucia that it's for her protection. And with that, we'll have to take a short little break.